Dear friends and members of the KITION Planetarium Observatory, good evening. For those that you don't know me, my name is George Troullias. I'm the director of the KITION Planetarium Observatory. This year, or actually on the 14th of February, we celebrated our 17th year anniversary. So happy birthday to us, and thank you all for your support all these years. In this Science Cafe, we're going to talk about the International Planetaria Day. What is it and when is it celebrated? About Women's Day and Women in Science. A very popular event, the Earth Hour 60 plus. Some workshops that we're holding here this month. And of course, some astronomy news that they are really fascinating and really everywhere on social media this month. So what is the International Planetaria Day? The International Planetaria Day is a day that was selected for annual celebrations of the planetaria. So the planetaria is a place where you go and you learn about the stars. Usually you simulate the sky on a dome and etc. Or you have some planetarium theaters that you have curved screen, or sometimes now in the States, I know that there are cube rooms, and they project it on that kind of rooms. But now, or they also call it dome theaters as well. So it's another expression for describing planetaria. So, however, they celebrated this International Day so far on the second Monday on the second Sunday of March. But from the celebrations of the 100 years of the existence of the first planetarium in Germany, in Jena, they have decided to move it from last year on the 7th of May. So because we had some people asking if we're celebrating it on the 8th of March, no, we're celebrating something else on the 8th of March this weekend. We are going to celebrate the International Planetaria Day on the 7th of May. So keep an eye for the event. But on the 8th of March, we are celebrating something different, something for the ladies that we love and we care. It's the International Women's Day on the 8th of March, and we're going to talk about women in science and girls, of course, in science. We're going to have a small discussion about how difficult it was for women to have equal rights and equal chances for some jobs, especially in engineering and science. But there is a lot of awareness going on, and we have managed to encourage more people, more women and more girls to join the sciences. And we also we have an international day for women and girls in science that we celebrate every year. So on the 8th of March, Saturday, we are going to talk about some, for example, talk about Marie Curie. And also we're going to talk about Valentina Tereshkova, who was the first woman cosmonaut, and a lot more. I don't want to reveal everything now. And of course, at the end of the session, the interactive presentation, we're going to have some telescope observations of the planets. On Saturday the 29th, we have the annual celebrations of the 60 plus now. It's called 60 minutes plus actually, so it's Earth Hour 60 plus. So what is it and why we celebrate it? There is a movement that actually came up with the idea to turn off the lights for 1 hour every year. So every year from 8:30 local time until 9:30, lights should be off. And we try to encourage the governments to do it in public places as well, especially in places where there's light pollution, because they use light to promote the buildings, some cultural events, some UNESCO protected sites, and if they don't use the correct lighting, of course they create light pollution. So it's our job to encourage them to use the correct lighting to avoid light pollution. We hold these events not only on the 60 on the Earth Hour every year, but we hold it in our, we teach it in our curriculum as well here at the KITION Planetarium Observatory. And the Earth Hour 2025 is on Saturday. That's actually on the last Saturday of every March. So we will start the event at 8:15. I'm going to give a small presentation related to awareness about the Earth Hour. And this year, the theme is Give an Hour for Earth, doing something you love. And of course, we love astronomy, and we love the protection of the biodiversity. And we're going to talk about this. 8:30, we'll turn off the lights and we'll go to the dome and we'll do, weather permitting, of course, telescope observations. For sure, we're going to observe Jupiter, Mars, and probably probably the Orion Nebula. And hope to see you there. Don't forget to buy your tickets because the tickets are available online. Now, for our youngsters, for our new generation, it's actually the children's favorite. Two workshops, the Ice Age and the Dinosaurs. So on Saturday, the 22nd of March, we have the English session, 10 to 12, the 2-hour STEAM workshop related to paleontology and Ice Age and all the humans that lived those times, how they survived in the Ice Age and so on. So this is going to be in English, the first session, and the second session is going to be in Greek. It's going to be held in the afternoon, 3 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And on the next Saturday in the morning, we'll talk about dinosaurs. So if you want to your child to become a paleontologist for a day, don't hesitate to buy your tickets online and book a seat, book a place for your child. We take only 20 children maximum for the first for the 2-hour session, and 30 people maximum for this session, for the dinosaur session. So of course, we're going to hold a Greek version of the STEAM workshop as well on Saturday at 11:30 to 12:30. And that's our news. But before we proceed further with two main astronomy news, or if I may say, two main astronomy-related social media, I don't know, chaos. So I want to mention that for the people that they're calling us about holding an event on the 28th because of the planetary alignment, guys, there's no planetary alignment on the 28th. I will explain in a bit what's going on. So what I just used for my introduction is related to this social media craziness that they refers to a planetary alignment on the 25th of January, and everybody was crazy about it. They expected something to change in their life, something chaotic was going to happen, and a sign on the sky and all this. Guys, this is all astrological, not astronomical. Astrology is a pseudoscience. Astronomy is science. Let's find out the truth behind this planetary alignment. Was it an actual planetary alignment or not? Actually, we are the planets, as you see on the screen. Now, this is a picture of the night sky on the 25th of January. And as you see, Venus and Saturn, they are very close together. You can observe them towards the west. Observing south, a little bit Further down from the zenith, you have Jupiter, and on the left, on the other side, opposite to the Sun, near the anthelion, we had Mars. Now we have a closer look. If you draw an imaginary line between Mars, Jupiter, and Venus with the ruler on this two-dimensional map, possibly you get very close to a straight line between Mars, Jupiter, and Venus, but not Saturn, of course. And we are talking about a 2D map that represents a three-dimensional curved space. So the line is not straight. But looking towards the west, you see a beautiful view of Venus and Saturn coming very close together. And this is what we call a conjunction in science, in astronomy. So conjunction is when two celestial objects appear from our point of view as they're coming very, very close together. A very small angular difference one from the other. So this is called a conjunction. Scientifically, doesn't mean much. Actually, it could mean nothing, but it's a spectacular view of the sky. We encourage people to take some photos of the sky, astrophotography, and we encourage them to come come into the field of astronomy and so on. But there was a beautiful view on the night sky. Now, if you look to the south and southeast on the 25th of January, you have seen this view, Jupiter on top of you, on top of Aldebaran, of the eye of Taurus, according to the zodiac. And actually, this is Taurus, according to the zodiac, which was actually taken from Taurus, the constellation, which also included a lot of means in different parts of the world, depending on the tribe. And on the other side, Mars on east, opposite to the Sun, anti-helium. Now, let's talk about what is scientific about this Mars position. We call it Mars at opposition, which means that yes, there is alignment between the Earth and Mars with respect to the center of the Sun. So from the point of view of the Earth, Mars is exactly to the opposite side of the Sun. It was on the 16th of January. So when a planet is, with respect to the observer on the Earth, to the opposite side of the Sun, we say that this planet is at opposition. And yet, actually, there is an alignment between these three objects. So, why is this important for scientists? Because it reflects as much light as possible. It gets brighter, it's closer sometimes, because Mars has an elliptical object, so sometimes it's closer, sometimes it's further away, but when it's at opposition, it has more light being reflected back to us, so we have it also for more time on the night sky. We can take longer exposures, so we can study it better, and we have more details arriving to us from the cameras, so it's good for scientific reasons to observe the planet during opposition. But sorry guys, it was not a planetary alignment. So the planet didn't look like this, like you see in the picture. They were not the same like the picture as, I mean, on the sky, they were not as they look on the picture. I'm sorry, I lost my. So it was a hoax. And NASA created a couple of videos, the Earth and Sky did as well, and they are also wondering why they chose this date, 25th of January. Why was this date so special? And why some others chose to say that this alignment, planetary alignment, was going to take place on the 21st of January, since from the beginning of January, we could see on the ecliptics all these planets. Now, let's go and have a look now the positions of the planets and the spacing of the planets. So, sorry, apologies. This is from DearSky.org. This is a screenshot from their video when they were also discussing the event. And you have on the left the inner solar system, and on the right the outer solar system. So if you are on Earth and you observe towards the center of the solar system, towards the sun, it's kind of a zigzag arrangement, not an alignment. And of course, if you're looking towards the outer solar system, therefore, I don't know, maybe there could be, if you want to use the word alignment, possibly very near to alignment, the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune. And of course, I don't know, if you can use many imaginary straight lines, you can draw many of them, but of course, the planets not on the same line. So guys, there's no planetary alignment. They are all spread along the imaginary line, which we call the ecliptics, and that's the path of the sun. And it is described on a 2D map. Even on a correct 2D map, you see that there is a curved line as well. So this ecliptic changes with seasons. So in winter, the sun is lower, in spring higher, in summer even higher. So we have the lower now ecliptic line, and I will explain in a bit what is ecliptics. So for some, the easiest way to think about is the sun's path in the sky. So if we have, let's have this animation from Macmillan Learning Center. Here is the heliocentric view. So if you see through the perspective from the sun, the Earth is orbiting around the sun, and it's rotating around its axis, but it is inclined. Okay. So now if we look at it from the geocentric view, from the point of view of Earth, okay, it's like observing the sun, okay, going through an imaginary line on the sky, which we call the ecliptic. Okay, so now the angle of the Earth's rotational axis with respect to its orbital plane, the ecliptic is offset because there is a from the equator, because there is an inclination of 23.5 degrees. So that's where we see the sun moving. So guys, this is not a planetary alignment, but we call it in everyday life a planetary parade. Now, planetary parade is not a scientific term. I want to make this clear. So, yes, and Mercury rises early in the morning on the 25th, but on the 28th, it will rise after sunset. So possibly we'll have 7 along the ecliptics. We have Uranus and Neptune between Jupiter and Venus. So we'll have 6 along the ecliptic. Now, there was no planetary alignment. But if you are interested in observing the planets, join us. So the second thing I wanted to talk to you about today is about, again, solar media craziness. It's good to search for likes to promote something. It could be good for the group, for the page that you have on Facebook, on TikTok, and so on. But it's better if you give the correct science. So asteroid 2024 YR4 was discovered in a project, if I remember, Atlas, which is a project which is searching for asteroids. It's an asteroid search campaign, and this one was confirmed also by Chinese observatory, and it was discovered back in December 27, 2024. So as soon as they discovered it and they were trying to calculate the trajectory, they found that there is a possibility to hit Earth. Now, and when they completed the calculation, they said that this could happen in the year 2032. But this was an assumption on the 27th of January, maybe a little bit earlier actually, that they actually calculated in the beginning 0.7% to hit Earth, and by the 27th of January they said that the probability to impact Earth is 1.2%. So it's increasing, and we're talking about 300 feet, around 100 meters, 900, about 90 meters asteroid that is large enough to devastate the city. So let's see more about this. Let's see. This is actually from today publication. NASA gives all clear for asteroids that seem to threaten Earth. The odds that the space rock 2024 YR4 with margin to our planet 2032 have dropped to nearly zero, leading astronomers to conclude that we are no longer in danger. If you go to NASA's website, and you will see that the impact probability, it rose to 1.7%, 1.9%, 3.2% lately on the 21st of February, if I remember well, but now it dropped to 0.7%. So that's why NASA came up with this announcement that the probability is less. So the actual probability in hitting Earth in 2032, it dropped to 0.7, guys. But there is an increased probability, 1.7%, to hit the moon. So that's all for tonight. If you want to learn a lot more about reading the sky, to find your favorite planets on the sky, about constellations, join us. We'll start a new session for beginners on April the 3rd, on Thursday, 7:30 to 9. And if you have your children that you want to register them for the Green Astronomy Academy, you can do so. AstronomyCyprus.eu, you can find all our events and news, and of course follow us on social media, top right corner of the website. And we would like to wish good luck to all students that are participating in the 11th CYPRUS Olympiad on astronomy and astrophysics at the end of this month. And of course, 3 of our students, as you see in the picture on the left, participated in the national team in Brazil in the International Olympiad on astronomy and astrophysics. And on the bottom right picture is our student who received the gold medal in this International Olympiad on Astronomy and Astrophysics. Adam Aktesian, congratulations to him, and congratulations to all the children for their good performance there and honorable mentions that they received. And a big thank you also to our sponsors, Spot.com, with Yanis Gianellos in Class 99, and Ruski Crime, Gazeta, who is also promoting our events online and on their magazine. A big thank you guys for your support again. So guys, see you again on the last Tuesday of next month. See you around.